que de mí se diga. Vive usted su vida, que yo vivo la mía. Que solo es una, disfruta el momento. Que el tiempo se acaba y para atrás no verá. Bebiendo, fumando y jodiendo, sigo vacilando de party todos los días. Síguelo.
Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends and relatives, what an absolute pleasure it is to be with you this evening, of course, to celebrate love. Love of Tom and Allison. Come on, ladies and gents, give a round of applause for our bride and groom here tonight. Ladies and gents, we're going to try that one more time because I believe there's over 100 people in this room and surely we can make more noise than that. On the count of three, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for our bride and groom. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. Absolutely amazing. Top up your glasses, ladies and gents. We do have a wonderful night ahead of us. My name's Elias Harani. I'll be your master of ceremonies alongside Dream Entertainment here tonight, here at the wonderful Sergeant's Mess. Enjoy the hospitality, the food, the beverages, the service is absolutely second to none. Let's get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Introduce to you a wonderful bridal party for the evening. First, we have the very proud parents of the bride. So please make them feel welcome to Tony and Trish Mayolo. Come on, get you. Give another round of applause. What a proud moment it is for them also, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gents, time to introduce the mother of the groom, accompanied by a son. Please make them feel welcome to Antoinette and George Depot. Give our parents another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, of course. Can't forget the brother too. Time to introduce to you a very important couple of our evening, ladies and gents. They're the best man and maid of honor. Please make them feel welcome to Chris Debo and Marta Young.
On your mark, ready, set, let's go. Dance floor pro, I know, you know, I feel psycho when my new joint hit. Just can't sit, gotta get jiggy with it. That's it, now honey, come ride. DKNY, all up in my eye. You got a rider, bag with a lot of stuff in it. Give it to your friend, let's spin. Everybody looking at me, glancing at the kid. Wishing they was dancing the jig. Here with this handsome kid, sick a cigar right for people you are. Just bite it.
Ladies and gentlemen, they've been rehearsing that for about 6 months. They absolutely nailed it. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Best man, maid of honor, just jokes, all good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to complete this wonderful scene here tonight, if you please join me and be upstanding. On this beautiful Saturday, the 20th of September, 2025, overlooking one of the most iconic harbours in the world. Time to introduce our bride and groom, ladies and gentlemen. Please make them feel welcome to Tom and Allison Debo. And of course, brought to you by Dream Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. يلا وين هالسقفك يلا الصوت. Give it up for Tom and Allison one more time, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank, of course, Dream Entertainment for absolutely bursting our eardrums here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What an entry that was. If you want to make your way back to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, as the entree will be served very, very shortly. So please, ladies and gentlemen, including our bridal party, if you're going to turn back to your seats as our entree will be served very, very shortly. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your entree. Can we give our bride and groom another round of applause for such a wonderful, wonderful evening so far? And of course, today. It's time for us to celebrate once again, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to open the dance floor. I expect each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, to come and flood the dance floor because we absolutely want to light this place up. So I want to ask our DJ in a moment to start his music. And ladies and gents, don't be shy of the dance floor already. DJ Eddie Beat, take it away.
والليلة فرحتين شايف لك أحلى كلمة على العاشور عم بحن شايف لك أحلى كلمة بقيها جورك بتهن يا أمي يا أمي يا أمي صالحتين يا أمي صالحتين والليلة فرحتين يا أمي صالحتين والليلة سوا 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 عشان وشريك الفوليك تصور سوا يا امي على قلبي فاتت مثل الصاروخ المكشوفه هالدنيا بتغرب فيه وبتوه يا امي على قلبي فاتت مثل الصاروخ المكشوفه هالدنيا سوا 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 لينا بركاتك هادي هي شريكة حياتي لينا بركاتك هادي هي شريكة حياتي يا امي يا امي يا امي صالحتين يا امي صالحتين الليل فرحتين يا امي صالحتين الشباب شوية شريع شريع سوا هيا عريسة يلا وزع في العروس كلنا سوا يلا يا بي وعمي عالشبكة قوية يا اختي وبنت عمي عالساحة السورية يا بي وعمي عالشبكة قوية يا اختي وبنت عمي عالساحة السورية والسهرة وطلوع الضوء ليضلوا بالعين الشو والسهرة وطلوع الضوء ليضلوا بالعين الشو يا امي يا امي يا امي صالحتين يا امي صالحتين يا امي صالحتين والليل شو حلوة يا نونا مهضومة ومسنونة يا أحلى صديق الآن بهالكونة. ودي شو حلوة يا نونا مهضومة ومسنونة يا أحلى صديق الآن بهالكونة. لا شو جسمي الدامع يما الشعر الناعم والله فرد الشام يهلينا أبونا.
لك كلمة واحدة أفرح من كلام كتير، ما بعرفش أكون رومانسي لكن عليكي بغير، مش بثبت لك إني جامد ولا عايز أبان تقيل. أنا بناديكي يا حبيبي، بعديني أنا هنا بعديني يا حبيبي، أنا هنا يا حبيبي، يا حبيبي
يا حبيبي يا حبيبي tu es tombé comme la pluie. T'as découlé dans ma petite vie, dans ma vie comme un ovni. Tu t'es parti comme le jour qui laisse passer la nuit. Et quand t'es parti comme la sans laisser passer la nuit.
عود البنات على شهد البنات عالي الفخلق الغالي قلبي سحر قلبي. عود البطل ملهوف وانا لسه يا ما هنشوف ملك ومش ميسوف بدي عالدقي.
واخداني عنك ولا ملقاش عارف انك تيجي قصادي بقالك 200 مرة بحبش غيرك هي وعايز اعيش ليا حبي منية عايزك وانتي حرة.
يا سهلة أفكاري حسي بأقداري يا بنات جاري يا فرغلي بالحتة عايزك يا بنتي يا صاحبتي وبنتي عايزة أشوفك انتي بعمل بيك خطة.
الضحكة دي حكاية سكر في كوباية وبقولك بهوايا حبك يكفيني. شفتك قمر طالع واحمر خدود الجو لو ساقع حبك يكفيني.
انتي قاعدة معايا عينيكي ليا مرايا يا جمال مراية العين. خليكي لو هتمشي انا تيجي انتي ليا انيكي احنا الاتنين قطعين. تسيبيني اطلع حالك وسيبيني مش عارفيني لما تروح وحشيش وتجيني تلاقيني لسه بغيري مش هتبقي لغيري. ايوه انا غيري جنبي وتجيني تلاقيني لسه
يا دكتور شوف لي تصريف ابوس ايدك واكتب له شيك. انا جوايا حته نضيفه خدها ارميها في اي حته. نفسي اقطعها نفسي اقلعها زي ما بقلع الشاكيت كده بحب محدش نفعني. قفلت الدكان اليوم السجدين
What an absolute celebration, ladies and gents. Let's give our bride and groom a round of applause. What a wonderful dance set that was, don't you think? Ladies and gentlemen, dinner will be served very, very shortly, so please don't go too far. If you can remain seated, that will be sensational. That is including our bridal party, of course, our bride and groom, our maid of honour, and also our best man. Come and take a seat, guys. All the members. That will be fantastic for dinner service. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, which brings us to our speeches for the evening, ladies and gents. And I do remind you, please give our speakers your undivided attention, please. Our first speaker for the evening, please make him feel welcome. He's the very proud father of the bride, Mr. Tony Mayola.
Hello. I just need my glasses. Okay. Well, father of the bride speech. I'm not one for public speaking. I don't like it. And I suppose possibly most of you out here don't even like it. But I've got to do this, so I'm going to try. It's not from AI as well. It's done by a human, me. It mightn't be perfect, but that's all I've got. First of all, Trish and I would like to thank everyone for coming to help celebrate Allison and Tom's wedding. Thank you all. A special thank you to Sergeant Mess for this beautiful venue, great food and drink we are all enjoying. Thank you to Tom for being a kind, respectful gentleman. We couldn't be happier with Allison's choice of a husband. Welcome him into our family. Thank you also to Jane, Antoinette, George, Marta, Mercy, Noah, Chris, Sharon for welcoming Allison into their family. It's sad today to think that Tom's dad, Dad's Ibrahim, could not be here with us to celebrate this special day. A little on Allison. Allison's journey after school started with her first job working at a cookie man at St. Ives. Allison loved this job. And where am I? I don't even know where I am. Allison loved this job, customer interaction, but didn't like having to pay for all the cookies that she stole and ate and brought home. Bad luck. To add to this job for extra income, Allison started a cake making business. Now this was a very stressful time, not for just Allison, but for Trish as well. On some cakes, things didn't go to plan. A lot of screaming, why did this happen? Not to mention the mess in the kitchen. The money with sometimes free delivery didn't even pay for the electricity, let alone the hours cleaning the kitchen. I do remember the night that Cecilia and Allison decided to make a croquembouche, my favourite cake. They started about lunchtime, finished at midnight, band-aids on all their fingers, and they'd done about a dozen puffs. A disaster. Hopefully they can do the better now. But with time, Allison became an excellent cake maker, for those special occasion cakes with lots of recommendations. For Allison's passion was always to be a midwife. Even as a little girl, stuffing pillars under her dress, giving birth in our cupboard was a regular event. She finally enrolled at TAFE to start her nursing career. Her years at TAFE was the last year for the enrolled nurses to be paid while learning. That was music to my ears. I didn't have to pay for it. It was great. Through TAFE, she was employed with many hospitals, coming home with many times with some interesting and funny stories. From TAFE, Allison went to uni, becoming a registered nurse and then her degree in midwifery. At times, due to the course being very difficult, was tempted to give up. We are very proud of her for her determination and finally graduating. As parents, Trish and I couldn't be happier with Allison. She never gave us any problems, worked hard, saved her money and spent it wisely. I would say she probably still has her first dollar she earned. Hard to get money out of her. Allison, a great storyteller, has a lot of great stories from her nursing journey, a great personality. Allison, you are a beautiful bride. Mum and I love you very much. We want to wish you and Tom a long, healthy life together, full of happiness, joy, prosperity, and let's raise our glasses to Allison and Tom. That's all I've got.
Come on, ladies and gents, you can do better than that. Give me a round of applause. We're happy you're listening tonight. Congratulations, Tony, of course. Time to pass the microphone, ladies and gentlemen. He's not shy of a microphone too. Please make him feel welcome, ladies and gents. He's the best man, Mr. Chris Steppo.
I'm going to start this by saying I'm not good at public speaking as well. And you did a very good job. Okay. No, there's no AI, it's Chris GPT. So, firstly, I'd like to start by thanking everyone for being here tonight. It's a great celebration to be here, you know, congratulating and celebrating Allison and Tom. As everyone will agree, the start of the celebration has been wonderful, and you know, as the night gets better and better, it's going to be more memorable. For those who don't know me, I am Chris, the youngest and most handsome of the trio. And for those who do know me, don't say a word. We want to enjoy the night tonight, okay? So I thought I'd start tonight by sharing a bit about Tom's childhood, or pretty much all of our childhoods, growing up and highlighting Tom's journey and behaviour. So, our childhood consisted of endless punch-ons, numerous built-ins with our names on it, to being the kids at the cul-de-sac, just stealing golf carts from those who were playing golf, riding bikes around and hanging out with all the neighbours, those who are actually here tonight. You know who you are. So, now Tom always stood out. He was the loud one, he was the reckless one, and where am I? He was always the one to get into trouble. Now, from weird situations like him getting his toe stuck in the street drain, to him getting his first job selling burnt CDs at school. Yes. Tommy Skips was once Tommy Counterfeits. An entrepreneur was an understatement. The three of us, yes, including George, shared many laughs and many tears, a whole lot of disagreements when we didn't see eye to eye on things. But one thing that always stood out was our bond known as the D-Bros. Unbreakable. Now, when Tom asked me to be the best man, I instantly thought, crap, I have to give a speech. But as Tom sat with me, I felt not only honoured, but grateful to be your best man. To be a part of this blessed celebration, not only for you, but also for Allison. So thank you, Tom, for this memorable moment, for not only myself, but every single person who's sitting here witnessing this beautiful union. Now, to the important part. Family, can I have you please raise a glass to the beautiful bride, my new sister. Allison, Ali, you're now a part of the family, and I couldn't be any prouder to welcome you and call you my sister. Don't know how you managed to reel this one in, Tom. Never saw you as a fisherman, but bro, you used a bloody good hook. I'd like to thank the parents of the bride for raising such a beautiful daughter. And on behalf of my late father, may his soul rest in peace. I know Dad would be so proud. I could picture him smiling, standing tall, raising his glass of orange juice with no ice, nodding, smiling, and saying, "Welcome to the family, Ali." Now, to continue on with the celebration, can I please have you all stand and raise your glasses and honour and celebrate Tom and Allison tonight. Thank you, guys.
What a wonderful speech, ladies and gents. Give a round of applause to Chris, our best man here tonight. Our final speaker for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. How good does this guy look? Hey? A man of the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Please make him feel welcome to Tom Debo.
Good evening, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Tom, and I'm the luckiest man in the world tonight. Standing up here and looking out at all of you, I'm absolutely speechless. It means so much to both Allison and to me to have you all here, surrounded by the faces of our dearest friends and family. Your presence is the greatest gift we could have asked for, and we are so grateful that you've chosen to celebrate this day with us. Allison, you look so gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you to the beautiful bridesmaids and my average looking best man. For the support leading up to this day. As some of you may know, Chris is my youngest brother, who I've seen grow into a fine young man. We share many special memories, including the times Dad smacked us for our brother George's mischief. Growing up, the three of us stuck together, and we are better men for it. I've been thinking a lot about my life's journey, especially as I've gotten a little older, and as some of you may have noticed, with a little less hair. Life has thrown its fair share of ups and downs, a few sideways swerves, but I'm truly grateful for every single one of them. Every twist and turn, every lesson learned, every hilarious mistake I've made, it all led me to this beautiful, amazing woman besides me today. I couldn't stand here tonight without mentioning my son Jaden. Watching you and Allison together has been one of my greatest joys of my life. The bond you built fills my heart with so much happiness, and I'm so grateful that she's become part of our little team. Thank you for being such an incredible son, and for welcoming her into our lives with so much love. Allison, my love, you have this incredible way of seeing the best in me, even when I can't see it in myself. You make me want to be a better man, and I promise you I will spend the rest of my life trying to live up to the good you see in me. We come from somewhat different worlds, a bit like two puzzle pieces that don't quite look like they belong together. But somehow when we're together, we make each other whole. I fell in love with your passion for life, your compassion to others, and your strength. But I also fell in love with the promise of a lifetime of your delicious cooking. I truly can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, and I promise to be your official taste tester for every dish you create. Also, a huge thank you to the Mayolo family. From the very beginning, you welcomed me with such open arms and warm hearts. Seeing how much family means to you, Allison is one of the things that I love about you guys the most. I'm so excited to have your entire family in my life, and I look forward to doing many renovations with Tony. I've known he's a man who knows his way around the power tool, so I'm hoping to pick up a few tips. To my friends and family, many of you have been with me my entire life, and it means the world to have you here with me on the best day. I'm so grateful for the way you have all taken to Allison and welcomed her. To be honest, I'm still a little surprised she hasn't ran away yet, but I'm not complaining. A final special thank you to my amazing mum. You have been such an important part of my life, a constant source of strength and support. I love you more than words can say. I also know Dad is looking over us tonight, and he's here with us in spirit. I hope I've made you proud, Dad, and I promise I will continue to do so. So if I can please get everyone to raise their glass with me, and my beautiful wife. Allison, I love you. Thank you.
Come on, give it another round of applause. What an impressive man, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gents, I'd like to invite our bride and groom over to the dance floor to cut their official first cake as husband and wife. Come on, give me a round of applause as they make their way down to their cake, ladies and gents.
You're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars. 'Cause you're light.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on a count of three, we're going to clap, make as much noise for our bride and groom as they cut their cake as husband and wife. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Let's give it 3 cheers, ladies and gents. Ready? Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Congratulations. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's charge those glasses up in the air towards our bride and groom. Here's to happiness, laughter, and happy ever after. Welcome. Over to the center of the dance floor. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is of course called our bridal waltz. The first dance our bride and groom will share as husband and wife. One of the most significant moments, ladies and gentlemen, in their entire life. So please sit back, relax and enjoy.
I've been searching a long time, someone exactly like you. I've been traveling all around the world, waiting for you to come through. Someone like you, make it all worthwhile. Someone like you, keep me satisfied. Someone exactly like you. I've been traveling a hard road, baby, looking for someone exactly like you. I've been carrying my heavy load, waiting for the light to come shining through. Someone like you, bring it all worthwhile. Someone
Come on, give me a round of applause. What a wonderful dance. Shared between two wonderful souls, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'd like to invite Tony, the very proud father of our bride. Come on over to the dance floor, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you may gather, this is called the father-daughter dance. And of course, for the first person or first male in the life of Allison. So please, again, ladies and gents, sit back and enjoy. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, of course, for the father-daughter dance. I'd like to invite Tom back on to the dance floor, please. Grab your wife's hand, of course. And I'd like to invite all our guests. So couples, come and join us on the dance floor, our bridal party. Married, unmarried, come on over to the dance floor and share a dance with our bride and groom. Gentlemen, don't be shy, come and join us on the dance floor, our couples. Come on, gentlemen, grab your wife's hand. Come on over.
How I spend my days remembering.
it started. I called you up, but you weren't there, and I was broken hearted. Hung up the phone, and be too late. The boss is so demanding. Open the door up, and to my surprise, there you were standing. Who needs to go to work to hustle for another dollar? I'd rather be with you, 'cause you make my heart scream and holler. Love is a gamble, and I'm so glad that I'm winning. We've come a long way, and this is only the beginning. Oh my God, 1,000 kisses from you is never enough. I just don't wanna stop. A million days in your arms is never and I just don't wanna stop. Kisses from you is never I just don't wanna stop.
Yes, everyone, DJ Louis and the West, sing along with me. One time this round.
Take the stars out of the sky for you. Stop the rain from falling if you ask me to. I'd do anything for you. Your wish is my command. I could move a mountain when your hand is in mine. Words cannot express how much you mean to me. There must be some other way to make you see. If it takes my heart,
Yes, we're all good
then
about
I
it.
pay the price. Everything that I possess, I
One time, DJ, come on.
Oh, you to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh, baby, oh, baby. To you I guess I'm just a clown. It's your only time, God. Oh, baby, oh, baby.
in your life, make it sweet till the morning light. Make this thing think right, and the time we press up on your time, you can make it rock you all night, make you feel alright. Giving it the love in your life, make it sweet till the morning light.
Let's go. Right about now. We need all the ladies to hit the dance floor. If you got a big old booty, and you like to say, alright, well, let's go. One more. One time. Here we go. Come on.
Yes, Bob. Here we go.
Cool up.
Know what it is, how it is, why it is, what it is. I ain't got time for no games. I'm hoping my nigga to feel the same. I got what you need to feel the pain. Here's my number. Call me when you're up for an even exchange. Feel me? Let me see you do that. Dirty dance, dirty dance. Let me feel me. Let me see you touch your toes or shake that thing and talk with your ass. Feel me? All my Chicos, all my Jamaicans, all my blacks, all my Haitians. Feel me? And they know I'm a rep to the day that they kill.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to name DJ Billy B. We've got the remix happening right now. I want to hear you sing. Let's go.
Oh, I wanna dance with somebody.
Everybody now dance.
I wanna feel like with somebody.
Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody.
Everybody now dance.
With somebody who loves me.
One time, here we go, come on.
I wanna feel like with somebody.
Everybody now dance.
Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody.
Let's go, let's go.
With somebody.
it like you don't care. Sexy, turn it around. Baby, do that doo-doo. Let me see you get down. Go ahead, work it out now. Oh, yo, 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 do that doo-doo. Don't even fight it, try to deny it. Let the beat take you over. Let your head go, drop it real low right now, girl. Nothing matters. Wind it and spin it all the way around, shorty. Let me see you get down. Pop a bottle, a couple more shots, sexy. Let me see you pull duro now. Throw it up in the air, shake it like you don't care. Sexy, turn it around, baby, do that duro. Let me see you get down. Go ahead, work it out now. Oh, yo, 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 yo.
É pra quebrar cultura, vamos dançar cultura. Oi, 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 oi. Seja morena, loira, vem balançar cultura. Oi, oi, oi.
Girl, just go crazy, back it up, find it like a private dancer. Baby, go fast now, slow down, working like a part-time lover. Wind it and spin it all the way around, shorty. Let me see you get down. Pop a bottle, a couple more shots, sexy. Let me see you pull duro now. Throw it up in the air, shake it like you don't care. Sexy, turn it around, baby, do that doo-doo. Let me see you get down. Go ahead, work it out now. Oh, yo, 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 do that doo-doo.
Carita linda, labios sexy, tremendo pollo, tremendo pollo. Ella lo diga, le cambia la fiesta, pelo largo.
One time, here we go, come on!
That's your boyfriend and meet me at the hotel room. You can bring your girlfriends and meet me at the hotel room. That's your boyfriend.
Let's try to the west of this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We at the one time.
And one in the eye, that kinky stuff, do nasty. But I like your type and like T.I.'s, whatever you like. Bring your girls, whatever tonight. Your man just left on the plumber tonight. I check your pipes. Oh, you the healthy type. Well, here goes some egg whites. Now give me that sweet, that nasty, that good stuff. Let me tell you what we gon' do. 2 plus 2, I'm gon' undress you. Then we gonna go 3 and 3, you gon' undress me. Then we gonna go 4 and 4, we gon' freak some more. But first,
That's your boyfriend and meet me at the hotel room. You can bring your girlfriends and meet me at the hotel room. That's your boyfriend and meet me at the hotel room. You can bring your girlfriends and meet me at the hotel room.
we at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. We at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. We at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. We at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best fucking night of my life. And wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride.
Very
Baby,
good touch,
don't you know
ladies and
I'm good,
gentlemen.
yeah, I'm feeling alright.
1, 2, 3, here we go!
I'm feeling alright, baby, I'ma have the best
I'll
fucking
be one
night
DJ, baby! Request it MC, otherwise Ferrari is a good man.
baby, don't you know I'm
1, 2, one time, get your fucking hands in the air!
Don't you know I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. You know I'm down for whatever tonight. I don't need to follow things alive. No matter where I go, it's a good time. Yeah. And I don't need to sit VIP.
Yes, sir, we're getting warmed up right now, man. So, Ellie, you ready? 1, 2, I wanna hear you sing. Let's go!
I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best fucking night of my life.
Let's go, let's go! One, two, one time, here we go, come on!
The ladies love us when we pour shots. They need an excuse to suck our guts. We can eat club. How about you? Bottoms up. Let's go round two. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody! Shots, 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 shots. Everybody! If you ain't getting drunk, get the fuck out the club. If you ain't taking shots, get the fuck out the club. If you ain't on the party, get the fuck out the club. Now where my alcoholics? Let me see your hands up. Bring it up.
You got to show me love.
Alright, DJ Billy B. One time, here we go. Come on.
Heartbreaks and promises, I've had more than my share. I'm tired of giving my love and getting nowhere, nowhere. All I need is somebody who really cares. I really need a lover that wants to be there. It's been so long since I've touched a wanting hand. I can't put my love on the line. I guess I hope you understand. So baby, if you want me, you got to show me love. Words are so easy to say. Oh, you got to show me love.
stars make you drool just like a pasta fazool. That's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Excuse me, but you see back in old Napoli, that's amore. That's amore.
Bells will ring,
Ting-a-ling-a-ling,
ting-a-ling-a-ling.
and you'll sing Vita Bella.
Vita bella, hearts will play
Tippy-tay, like a guitar-della. Lucky fella. When the stars make you drool just like pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with the cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Excuse me, but you see back in old Napoli, that's amore.
sono alzato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 ciao mattina, mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invaso, oh partigiano, portami via, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire.
ice cream to cool down.
My love
One DMC to the beach, y'all. Can be yellow days. Come on.
See, first of all, I know these so-called players wouldn't tell you. But I'm being here to say what's on my heart.
Yeah.
Let's take this chance and make this love feel relevant. Didn't you know I loved you from the start? All the years we put in this relationship.
Yeah.
You can make this smile. Think about what I'd be if we were to just fall apart. I can't tell you all the in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger, we might as well do. Feel you all while you're on the line. Girl, let's just get married. I just wanna get married. Get at the altar. We ain't getting no younger, we might as well do it. Feel you all while girl, I must confess. Let's get married. Settle down, afraid to get out, I'm tired of this emptiness. I wanna come home to you and only you. 'Cause making love to just anyone ain't happening. I just gotta be with you. I'm finishing something we started so long ago. One, two, I wanna give you my all. You guys ready? Baby, let's have this. Let's sing along here. One time, here we go. Come on. Let's go across the sea. Ain't nothing I ain't from. TJ coming with me. Already gave you the keys to the range, and your last name about to change. One time to the front, to the back, let me see where you. It's nighttime, taking out late night, girl. You done made me change my life. Ever since you left me the keys to the Bentley, now they call you the preacher's wife. So it's a guy that did out by that ring with a rock that'll break your arm. They gon' try that naked tonight. One time, here we go. Come on, come on, come on. We ain't getting no younger, we might as well do. My girl, I must confess. Girl, let's just get married. Come on, yo.
Automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky, fresh. With my body so melodic, this goes right through my chest. Everybody, mommy, body, hate me, body, raps my body, work it down, break it down. Let me see you rock. You stop, stop, everybody get on the floor. Everybody, we about to get it on. I want to stop, I want to stop, I want to stop, this beat is contagious, so contagious, make you crave it. Jazzy mix, so retarded, time charted. Ever since the day I started, shot myself, I guess I'm on it. Goodies make the girls jump on it. No, I can't control myself. Now let me do my 1, 2 step. Stop, everybody get in front. Everybody, we about to get it on. Listen, I want to step, I love it. I want to step, everybody, I want to step. We about to get it on. Back to me, dance slow.
2 a.m. love, gotta keep it down. Don't wait around for a single now. Give me some vibe, I ain't keep it now. You wanna ride in the 6, you wanna dine in the 6. You wanna leave with a kiss. You said I'll probably send you some bits. And I'm like, hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I want that cool love. Hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I want that cool love. Lying out, losing all my innocence. Lying out, finding all my innocence. Lying out, losing all my innocence. Lying out, finding all my innocence. Lying out, losing all my innocence. Lying out, finding all my innocence. Lying out, losing all my innocence. Lying out, finding all my innocence. Come out, 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 just gets better. If things go wrong, it's just incidental. My bad, forgot the memo. You never have fun while you're in the limo. Yeah, you wanna ride in the 6, you wanna die in the 6. But when I leave with a kiss, you said I'll probably send you some bits. And I'm like, hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I want that cool love. Hell no, been waiting too long. Hell no, I want that cool love. Lying out, losing all my innocence. Lying out, finding all my innocence. Lying out, losing all my innocence. Lying out, finding all my innocence. Lying out.
Let's go. If you want to kick on, I'll be on the spot. Let's go. Some don't know it's wasting. Let's go. What do we do? It's someone's there to tell me who. It's around you. I love you. Call me yours. Say my name. Say my name. I'm shaking. Call me baby. Let's give it up for our bride and groom one more time, ladies and gentlemen. What a sensational evening it was, gathered by each and every one of you. But ladies and gents, it's come to that time where, of course, we need to farewell our bride and groom, and we're going to do that in style here tonight by creating a farewell tunnel, ladies and gentlemen, right through to the front door. So please, ladies and gents, if you come over this side of the room, that'll be outstanding, wonderful. Thank you for keeping things up. We're going to create an archway, ladies and gentlemen, for our bride and groom, all the way through to the front door, so we farewell them in absolute style. Come on, ladies and gents, come and join us. Put your hands up in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Parents of the bride and groom, please be the far. Get those hands up nice and high, ladies and gentlemen. Here they come. 3, 2, and 1. On behalf of our bride and groom, we thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being